Hey guys, this is Moniology on Markets, and this is the Precious Metals Review for October 11, 2018. It's been quite a week, volatile week in the markets over the last couple of days, and precious metals finally broke out today. We've been looking for this for the last couple of weeks when the gold and silver and other metals had been showing positive divergence. We've pointed this out in previous videos, and today it finally blew the lid off. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through our watch list, and kind of in a live fashion, we're going to look through the stocks that are on our watch list in no particular order. Well, really it's alphabetical order, but in no order of importance, and we'll try to get through a lot of names really quickly. But most important thing for you guys to see is kind of what are the indicators that are taking place right now that are really flashing very, very strong buy signals. So let's have a look. So I'm not even going to mention the names really, just going to go through this one by one as you see what's showing here. Breaking out above 5. It's still not above the 50 RSI level, so very important to break out above that level. That's going to be the next major basically trigger point. PPO just closed above 0, and again, no surprise, you're going to see this on almost every one of these charts that are breaking out. Here's Alio Gold, still not, this one doesn't look so strong, but again, PPO is going in a positive direction. You want to see this break above $1 for it to really rally. I don't see any positive divergence on this one, so of the names, it doesn't look so strong. Almaden Minerals, until it breaks this downtrend, this does not look good at all. Anglo American, this one actually looks very good. It's pulled back some here, but after this downtrend and for the most part of 2018, had 2 hammer patterns here, and now we're kind of bullish flagging here above the 50-week moving average. For those of you new to our videos, by the way, all of these charts are on a weekly time frame, so it doesn't mean if I'm showing something that looks bullish, it can pull back 5 to 10% or even 20% in the short run. What this shows is that we want to identify long-term trends and be a part of them. So this one pulled back, so it's something to be aware of. It's below the 50 RSI, but with PPO about to break above 0, this one looks very good. And frankly, for the longer-term buyers, this one, if it were to break above 1250, is really going to take off in a very strong fashion. Asanko Gold, this one here, it's kind of pulled back from the 50 RSI, still weak. This looks fairly weak so far this week. Not one of the stronger ones, but again, PPO is moving and curling in a positive direction. You want to see this break above 107, which is the 50-week EMA for this to be in a buy mode. Atlanta Gold, this one has really good fundamentals. It's been even as the markets have been pulling back in PMs, this one has just been consolidating here in a very nice fashion and finally closed above 50. Look for this one to really run. If this breaks above 160, this can take that next step higher. Avino Silver and Gold, ASM, probably have had some financing issues, and this is the problem with PMs. Is when the market turns against you and you need money, you're kind of screwed. So this may rally, but it looks like this is not one of the stronger names. B2 Gold Corp, BTG. Look at this. I pointed this out a couple weeks ago. There's positive divergence here where you had a double bottom basically in price, but momentum actually was stronger the second time around. That's what you want to see. This would have been the buy trigger, and now we've had 3 straight weeks of very positive returns. We're above the 50, and this one is one of the stronger names that we see. Bear Creek Mining, another one that has good fundamentals, but it's broken down. Again, don't really know or frankly care about the technical, the fundamentals for the purposes of this video. But I will point out that RSI is bottoming here in the last 3 points where we've really rallied, and this is the most important one right here. When we really took off in 2016, where did the takeoff point happen? Right over here on RSI, and that's precisely where we're finding support. So this is a great risk-reward entry above $1 with a stop loss basically around 95. Looks like a really good risk-reward play, and this can really run hard should metals turn around, as we firmly believe they are. Bellow Sun, nothing to see here, still in a downtrend. Though I will say that momentum is building positive divergence. So you got this kind of like inverse head and shoulders potentially building, but you want to see these downtrends broken before going long on this particular name. Bravada Gold, another one that's been just good resource, but just been getting hammered here. Look at this hammer pattern right here. Look at this positive divergence. 7.5 cents, 7 cents, all the way down to 6 cents. Yet you see that RSI was basically the same despite the drop in price. So we're still in a downtrend, but if this can break above that 8 cents area, which is kind of the middle Bollinger Band right here, this can really run hard. So keep an eye on this one. Cache Exploration, this one we've pointed out has been kind of consolidating, similar to a uranium company called Encore Energy, where it was consolidating for a while, building a base, and then boom, took off. So look at the momentum here. It's leading price, and you want to see this break above 5 cents to be sure. But this one has this one really can rally all the way to 15 to 25 cents, and no problem really. Sentiment Egypt, this one doesn't look so good, but again, it's building positive momentum, kind of stair step. So eventually this probably does rally, but again, we want to see price confirm what momentum is starting to show. For us to go long, it needs to really close above that 169 area. CDE, another one that's building a rounded base here. Again, this is the exact area that we bottomed in 2016, so that this is really good. Again, risk reward entry with a stop loss slightly below 5. This one really can take off and make a run towards 17 should a bull market resume. BVN, this one is really starting to take off. Looks really nice as it's consolidated here above this 38 level of RSI multiple times. It's found it as support, and sure enough, it's starting to take off higher. PPO is positive. Load, this one frankly has been a load of for the longest time, but it showed positive divergence here. 13 hit a bottom of 13 cents, but when it hit 21 cents, momentum was lower at 21 than it is at 13. That suggested that there was going to be a very strong rally eventually, and sure enough, it came recently. Last 2 weeks, it's really frankly doubled in price, and so it looks like it wants to move higher. It might pull back some here at the 50 RSI level, but watch what happens if this can break above 37, which is the 50-week moving average. This can really fly. Probably hits $1 should it take off. Detour Gold, it's consolidating here, building some positive momentum, positive divergence, double bottom in price. Momentum is higher and curling upward. DRD Gold, this one here is interesting. Look, it's in this downtrend, but still in this bullish downtrend, if one can say so. Obviously, it's been painful if you've owned it from here, but it's got a couple of hammer patterns. It's finding some resistance on this trend line right now, but it's showing positive divergence. So price at 252 has momentum that's higher or same as when price was 295. That suggests momentum is leading price. Expect to see a breakout sooner rather than later. East Main Resources, another one in the downtrend, but despite lower lows in price, it's building momentum. I like this one for a breakout in the not too distant future. Eldorado, another one consolidating here for almost 12 months, but it's building positive momentum and diverging. PPO is about to break 0. If this can close above 1 for a couple of days, I think this can really run hard for towards $2. Endeavor looks very good here. Rounded bottom. Breakout wants to test the 50 RSI level. Again, 50-week moving average at 262. Entree Gold, I'm going to speed this up just a little bit for the purposes of brevity. This one looks good as well. Double bottom in price, but momentum is kind of diverging in a positive fashion, consolidating right below the 50 RSI. Look at the money flow right now. This one looks like it wants to pop. Exelon Resources, yeah, I mean, look at all these consecutive lows, lows in price, yet momentum was not moving. That's positive divergence. Eventually, this breaks above 80 cents. This can really run. First Majestic, this one looks great. Double bottom in price, yet momentum was starting to build out of this secondary bottom. So with PPO curling, this was a very good area to buy above the 5 zone, as I pointed out before. This can really run. If it breaks above 9, this can make a run towards 14. So, and even going to 9 is a very nice move to the upside. First Mining Finance, one of these kind of minor banks, and I like those right now. I think you're going to see these run should the metals market rebound, as we believe it's starting to. So this is a great buying opportunity right here. Still downtrend in price, but momentum is starting to break, and it's showing positive divergence. So look at PPO. If this breaks this downtrend, the next price target is 40, followed by much higher. I think it sees probably 85 at some point within the next couple months. FSM, it looks like it's going to rally at some point, but the chart doesn't seem all too strong. Freeport also doesn't seem too strong right now. So, okay, so the junior miners. Junior miners I've been pointing out here have been kind of bottoming. When you look at the daily and hourly time frames, you saw a lot of divergence, positive divergence. You can't really see it here on the weekly yet. PPO was curling on the weekly, and when you combine that with various other factors such as the divergence in the actual metal and the relative performance of the juniors to the majors, there's enough evidence to suggest that this could be a very nice short-term rally at a minimum, and that's kind of what we're seeing. I think we can run all the way to about 36 before this particular rally runs out of steam in the short run. Okay, so look at gold. Gold was in this downtrend since basically May of 18, and we finally broke out of this downtrend here. We've been consolidating, but notice we basically hit a double bottom with positive divergence. That was the first sign. You saw PPO curling higher towards 0. That was a second sign that the moving averages were converging, and so now you had this massive move higher right now, coinciding with PPO breaking above 0. So long as it's above 1220, that's positive. But I think we're going to see some continuation this week, and we can see as high as 1240, possibly higher. But there is some resistance around the 1260 to 1270 area. So that's really the first area, I think, of substantial resistance that we'll see. But a lot of positive developments here. Gold Bugs Index HUI, again, PPO curling. That means that the various indicators were converging and suggested that a move was imminent. And sure enough, we're here above, basically threatening to break above that 50 RSI level with positive divergence. So, like what I'm seeing in the metal space amongst the miners. Okay, Goldfields, another one here, starting to rally. I like the look here. There's a lot of upside after this last major pullback. You see the majors. Here's another look. We had this, basically we've been retesting this breakout here from September of last year from the upside. We finally found some legs, and we're finally starting to move higher. PPO still hasn't crossed above 0, but it soon will, and I think it's going to really have a lot of momentum behind this move. GORO, Gold Resource Corp, another one, consolidating here above the 50 and 200 week moving averages. Like the candle so far, above 50 RSI, this one can really run. Gold Standard Ventures, this is one of the few ones over the last couple months that have been showing positive divergence despite the metals pullback. It's been consolidating above the 250 week moving averages. It looks really good. If this breaks above 2, this is going to make a run towards 3. So I like the look of this particular chart very much. Golden Arrow, not so much. This one's basically broken down, and unless it can recapture this downtrend to the upside, you want to stay away. Golden Minerals, it's showing some divergence, so this one can kind of run lower lows in price, not confirmed by momentum, so this one can run and run towards 40 cents in the not too distant future. Golden Star Resources, this one looks good. I like the momentum is consolidating above the 50 RSI. It's like a coiled spring that at some point will break and it can really run hard. Gold mining, this one we really like. We own this particular name and a lot of it, so for full disclosure, but this one I've been pointing out has this multi-month and year, frankly, downtrend, and finally broke out of this one here today. This one, I mean, our personal target is well above $3 on this one, so the upside here is tremendously huge. It's also uranium play, and so we're trying to get as much as we can of this particular name. Great Panther, you got a kind of cup and handle here on the momentum, and so I think this one above $1 looks really attractive. Gungnir Resources, I don't know what happened here. They must have done an offering. Let this consolidate here for a while, but at some point this can really rally because it's got some really good resources behind it. Okay, halfway through, guys. Harmony Gold, great looking chart. This one's really starting to rally. I've said this before. I like this at any price, but above $2, it's very strong, and confirming that this wants to move towards 3, possibly 4. Hudbay Minerals, I think this one's going to take off very soon. PPO crossing 0. You got positive momentum on RSI. This is a buy if and only if it can close above the $5 mark. So this is a bottom picking play right here, but a momentum play above 5. IMGold, IAG, I think above 4. This one looks good with a stop loss, I would say below 350. Impala, this one looks really good. I like the setup here. I like this massive hammer pattern. Something changed. The downtrend is over, and the next big move is when it breaks above the 195 50-week moving average. It's consolidating above the 50 RSI level. This one's going to make a leg higher, probably towards 3. International Tower Hills, THM, looks very good. A couple of very strong hammer patterns. If this breaks above 75, look out. 140 is probably the next price target. Ivanhoe doesn't look so strong, but I will say that there's positive momentum here. 310 versus 359, yet momentum is higher at 310 than it was at 359. So it's pulled back some, giving up some of its gains, but I think that if this can recover above $3, this can really make a run for 550 and higher eventually. Kinross bottoming right now and looks like it has some nice upside. Kirkland Lake, this one, I mean, look at this run for many months. Pulled back some, which is a huge buying opportunity, and now it's starting to rally higher. This one's going to break to the upside and probably at some point hit $50 a share. That's how good this chart looks. Klondike's Mines, don't know what's going on here. It's probably been purchased or something, but it's not really moving. London Gold, this one, it's not really moving right now, so I would kind of stay away. I don't see anything worthy of look here. This particular name is not looking too strong. Linus Gold, wouldn't touch this one. Another McEwen Mining. This one is great, great management team here. It's kind of retested this bullish downtrend from the upside, and now it's it's above the 50 RSI. For us to go long, you want to see this 50 EMA taken out. It's above that right now. I want to see close above this marker for a couple of days, if not weeks. But PPO is curling. I think this breaks 250 and this can really run. I mean, I see this as one that's going to break above $5 in the next bull market. New Gold, nothing to see here. Newcrest Mining, nah. Nippon Dragon Resources, nope. Northern Dynasty. Northern Dynasty is interesting. It's consolidating here and it's showing some positive momentum, but I will say it's not breaking above this 38 level, I would have thought it would have when PPO broke above here, that this would have led to a sustained rally, but it's not. So frankly, I would stay away. Nova Gold looks strong here. It's a good play in a bullish market environment. Oceana Gold is another one that looks very, very strong. Looks like it wants to. It's been consolidating above the 50 and above the 200. If this breaks basically above 3, this is a buy. I think this one's going to make a run towards 4 and ultimately break higher. Orca Gold, don't really like what I'm seeing there. Osisko Gold Resources, this one looks like it wants to run higher, so keep an eye on this particular name. Palladium was in an uptrend from 2016. It had a bullish flag consolidation all the way down to 815, broke out of that and looks very, very strong. I mean, this looks like Palladium is going to overtake gold in the not too distant future. It's got a lot of really nice technical and fundamental upside. Really strong metal. Persian Gold Corp looks really, really good. Don't know what they've done here, but on a technical basis, this one wants to run towards $3 a share. Platinum I've been pointing out has been breaking out against gold and against silver, and that's a very positive sign for the metal that's been absolutely obliterated over the last couple of years. So continued upside expected in platinum, and again I pointed out some names in platinum, Impala, Anglo, and then we're going to cover PLG, Platinum Group Metals. Look, for full disclosure, I lost a ton of money in this particular name years ago. I don't trust its management. I think they're frankly they're incompetent and at best, and at worst they're probably crooks. But bottom line is, this chart looks pretty good. I think at some point you got to look at their are they going to need to raise money, because they have not been afraid of just screwing over shareholders in the past. So wouldn't be surprised that it happens again. But at the same time, it's showing some nice positive momentum, positive divergence. So if this can break above 25 cents, then this can run higher. If it doesn't, then expect perhaps an offering that takes them down even further. Here's another view of platinum. Polymet Mining, no. Okay, this is the precious metals fund that shows kind of how we've been doing. Despite the consolidation, momentum has been rounding higher, so that was a very positive sign. PPO about to break above 0, and look at this volume. I mean, that's a very positive sign. Pretium Resources, PVG, in kind of this bullish downtrend. I want to see this downtrend broken to the upside, and then their logical price target here would be 13. Pure Gold Mining, I mean, it's been consolidating for 2 years, and these consolidations are very positive when they do break out. But I don't see anything yet that suggests that anything imminent is happening. This is a buy above 60 cents. A couple more pages here. Here's a gold miners to gold ETF, relative ETF. Finally, gold miners are really. This is the kind of candle pattern that you wanted to see, a hammer, strong hammer on a weekly basis, but you still want to break this particular level of resistance to really confirm this basically trend reversal. Here's a beautiful hammer pattern for miners against majors. Still, you want to see more outperformance from the juniors, but that'll happen if the gold price actually rises above 1300. I like what I'm seeing here in the juniors on the silver space versus the majors. Here's the view of platinum versus gold. It's finally breaking out really for the first time since at least 2014, if not much longer time frame. So very, very positive development in precious metals there. I'm not seeing it yet in gold versus silver versus gold. You want to see that. Look, it's double bottomed in relative price, but momentum is showing very positive divergence. Expect to see silver really rally strong in the coming weeks ahead. Royal Gold, it looks like it's really moving here above the 200-week moving average. I like what I'm seeing. This is a good name. Obviously one of the largest plays in the sector, so it looks like it's going to have some really nice upside. Sabina Gold and Silver, it's broken out of its first downtrend. Looks like it's going to break out of the second downtrend. PPO curling, you see we saw lower lows. Basically a double bottom in price. Momentum didn't create new lows, and sure enough, at the first opportunity, we broke out of this downtrend. Sandstrom looks very good. This one has really built a very nice, basically pipeline of streaming revenue. So as soon as gold really takes off, this one's going to be a cash cow. Really like the double bottom here, positive divergence and momentum, boom, take off. Seabridge looks like one of the best technical plays in terms of the stronger juniors. This might even be a major. So I like this. This one's going to head to 16. The question is what it's going to do after 16. I mean, it has significant upside. SEMFF, this one looks like it wants to break above 250. Keep an eye on this one. It's consolidating here. This can really run hard. Okay, two more. Okay, Sibanye Gold, SBGL. Really like the looks of this chart. It's kind of rounded bottom here with positive divergence. Finally broke above that 38 level, which served as resistance for multiple times. Now we're above the 50 RSI. The next point of resistance is 50-week moving average, but above $3, this is a buy with a stop loss basically below 250. I really like this name. The one downside is it's in South Africa, and frankly, I don't trust anything that the South African government does. But its major asset is a palladium asset in the U.S. So definitely the upside here is substantial. And if they can right the ship from a fundamental standpoint, this one has really tremendous upside. Here's a chart of silver. Look at this downtrend here. It has been broken. Now it kind of retested it from the upside. I expect silver to make a run towards 16 very soon. Look at PPO here. Here are the junior miners again, kind of wedging in a bullish consolidation. Expect this to break out to the upside. This one, Silver Corp, does not look good at all. Southern Silver Exploration, I like this name. Don't know why I like it, but I like this consolidation here. It's kind of like this cup and handle, bullish flag, and every time it falls, it just finds support. So eventually this is going to break out. I don't see anything yet that suggests it's going to do so, but if this breaks above this upper boundary here, this can really run hard. SSR Mining, this one looks good. Tahoe Resources, it looks like it's bottoming. It looks like it wants to make a run towards 4, so there's some upside. But again, names like this have been getting killed. Probably a fundamental problem. TRX, don't really see much here. TBG has been kind of killed, but at the same time, look, consolidating with positive momentum. This has a couple of weeks that it's pulled back with PPO curling above 0. If this can break above 80, this is a nice buy. But again, for this not to be rallying at this point in time with gold having done as well as it's done, that's not a good sign. And finally, you've got Teranga Gold. I like the name. I like the fundamentals behind this company. It's kind of double bottom here, building positive momentum. I expect this to take off towards 550 in the not too distant future. Timberline, nothing to see here. What else we have? Treveli Mining is consolidating here, is building positive momentum. This is where you want to be buying. As a bottom picker, you got PPO above 0. This can really rally strong in a metals rebound. Trilogy Metals, this one's really looking great. It's just higher highs. It's consolidating above the 61 level of RSI. Very positive. This above $2 is a very strong buy. And let's see, any other charts to consider. Last but not least, Yamana Gold. This one looks like it wants to break above 3. I like this above 3 with a move towards 5. Definitely in the cards on a precious metals rebound. Anyway, guys, I apologize for this long video. I haven't done precious metals videos in a while, and I wanted to kind of review the sector. Obviously, it wasn't as thorough review as those in the past, but I wanted to cover a lot in a short amount of time. Feel free to comment and chime in on the comment section on YouTube. And feel free to let me know if there are some names that I missed that you want me to cover in future videos. Thanks, and have a great trading week.